Shubhodaya, good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining. We have been covering the series on Bhakti Yoga, the devotion, and last week I mentioned the yoga is one, the different facets of yoga. One is bhakti, one is karma, one is jnana, one is raja. All components are the different facets of yoga. In the last term, I touched upon the Karma Yoga series and Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is connected to the heart, heart-centered. Bhakti Yoga, we get the knowledge, devotion. We start getting the devotion when we start knowing about the greatness of something. When we realize how great is God, then devotion dawns in. The knowledge, for that, the precursors to devotion is the knowledge. We need to have the knowledge. Without having a knowledge, the devotion, just surrendering, it is called as blind belief. You need to have a proper understanding. Understanding, it is called as I can read the book. Reading the book, the knowledge I get, it is called as Jnana. When that knowledge is translated into my personal experience, I can experience that one, then it becomes a vijnana. However great is the knowledge, if it is not coming to my experience, that knowledge is of no use. That knowledge becomes a burden. I may read volumes of books on how to make chocolates. I can read. And the problem is, I have never tasted chocolate, what it means. What is the use of that one? And I go to business school teach me at length how to run a corporate. But business school never teaches how to run your own life. I don't know how to run my own life. I have been taught how to run a corporate. How useful is that one? I can't run my own life. I am taught how to run a corporate. Business school never teaches us how to run your own life. And in the many commentators, they talk about God. It's volumes of talks and books written on God. And what is the use of talking about that one if I do not know myself? I should know myself. And yesterday I talked about if somebody asks the question, how far is Sydney? And first thing I want to ask, instead of saying from where you want to know, whether it is from Los Angeles or London or Melbourne or Bangalore or where do you want to know from? I want to know the starting point. No point in talking about God, something lofty. What is the use of that one? I have to relate to myself. First, I have to know myself. Without knowing myself, talking about something lofty, however great is God, what is the use if it is not of relation to me? First, I have to know myself, my starting point. I should start from there. To define a point, I need starting point. From there, if I know the starting point, then I can say how far I have to travel, how I have to travel. And to that one, I have to know myself. And volumes of books, the books, all the religious texts, they talk about the Supreme Lord or talk about your inner nature. Whatever they talk about, it is what we relate through eyes, what we hear through the ears, what I can feel through my hands and feet and my skin. They only talk about that one. The concept of the Supreme Lord, concept of your inner being, that cannot be perceived through the eyes, hearing, talking or your senses. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistrair Gunyo Bhavarjuna Nirdvando Nityasattvasto Niryoga Kshema Atmavan. It is no point in talking about something lofty based on the text. Religious texts, all the scriptures, they can write what we can understand, what we can perceive. That only it talks about. But the Supreme Lord and your inner nature, it cannot be comprehended through the senses. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistrair Gunyo Bhavarjuna. And you have to settle in. You have to come to center, equipoise. Then only you can make strides into inner nature to understand myself. Then only I can talk about realize the Supreme Lord. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks about the requirement to know about the Supreme Lord. Know more about that one. Saevayam maya tedya yoga prokta puratana bhaktosi me saka cheti rahasyam hete duttamam. To know, first thing I need bhaktosi me saka cheti. You have to have a devotion and friendliness and treat the Supreme Lord is your closest friend. And you have to be totally devoted and intense longing should be there. If I do not have an intense longing to know that one and you tell me about God, okay, I understood. There is no longing is there. I call people for yoga teachers training and after 1 hour, sorry sir, I have to go, I have commitment. There is no longing to learn. There is no longing. When you have an intense longing, when there is an intense longing is there, then only the devotion, knowledge comes. When you, whatever area you are in, you have to have a single pointed devotion and intensely energetic, single pointed. I want to know. Single day in and day out. Dinaya minyo sayam prata. Day and night. Thinking about the same. I want to know. When that intense longing is there, the devotion dawns. What happens when the devotion dawns? So many coverings are there. Slowly they melts down and inner blossoming starts happening. Inner blossoming. That devotee, when intense longing is there, personality blossoms. Sri Krishna talks about when the personality blossoms. What are the marks of a devotee? The personality blossoms. When it blossoms, Sri Krishna talks about in the Bhakti Yoga in the 12th chapter, he talked about 40 qualities. These are the striking qualities of a devotee. When the personality starts blossoming, the striking quality of a devotee. That devotee, he starts about Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. First quality he talks about, no hatred against anyone. No hatred. And I may be saying, people have to follow my religion. Other religions, I have to ban them. I have to destroy them. Those who do not follow my path, I have to destroy. But the devotee never talks like that. There is no hatred, animosity against anyone. There is no animosity. Everyone, the God, we don't know what God is. And we are trying to define what God is according to my religion. According to my religion, God says this one. God is only one. He expresses through various dimensions, and all religion, the bottom line of all religion, have it's a friendliness and look after each other. Let us all travel, unfold ourselves, uplift ourselves. May all of us realize. But in our exuberance, and we think what my religion said, only that is right. Other religions are wrong. And God, we don't know. How can you define a God? And God, if I bring a cow and hold a horn, I can say this is cow. I can say. But I can't show the God, this is God. That when the personality blossoms, and first quality Sri Krishna talks about Adveshta Sarva Bhutanam. And this no hatred, animosity against anyone. Because that person, devotee, realizes everyone is struggling, going, and it's a first quality of a devotee. As the personality blossoms, it's a compassion dawns, and maitra and friendliness with everyone. That person becomes very friendly, not an arrogant person, very friendly and no hatred. And we will touch upon these qualities in the coming classes. And in when the devotion, that type of devotee, when the intense longing is there, when one experiences that one divinity within, the knowledge unfolds within. And that person is filled with so much of energy, exuberance of energy. That person, whatever he or she does, it is a karma yoga. It's an expression of joy. And so, when one yoga opens up, other dimensions of yoga opens up. And Bhakti Yoga, 40 qualities will touch upon. Lie down on your back.